Well, this is JBSC, John Black, super chemist. We were talking about little kids transitioning, and I was saying just that one particular type of kid should be allowed to transition as a child. And even if the child, by the time they're 8 or something, they get into the doctor's, the psychiatrist or whatever, it should be years of process, you know, to see if this child is or not, actually transsexual or not. Because most times it won't be a transsexual, you know what I mean? And also to see, are the parents indoctrinating the child? Are the parents brainwashing the child, trying to teach it to be transsexual? Is the school doing it to them? You know what I mean? That's where the doctor comes in. He could do, you know what I mean? But they tied the doctor's hands. They made it illegal for a psychiatrist to not affirm a child's uh, transition or whatever. If a child says that they're got the wrong gender and the wrong body, that's it. There's no conversation. You can't even say, "Are you sure?" Nope. If you say, "Oh, are you sure?" And if you get caught saying that, then that's it. your license is revoked, man. Okay. So yeah, they have their hands tied, but it's not. It should be the parents and the doctors, but not crazy. If you make the law, change the laws back so the psychiatrists can be normal instead of just affirm them, then you'd have checks and balances between the doctor and the parents, and then the government should never be involved in that. That's not government. Government's not no business. That's crazy. That is not pastafarian. That's un-American. It's un-pastafarian. It's not good. It's wrong. It's wrong. Okay. Uh, but they should not be allowed into whatever. Now the rest of these, and I'm not saying like they should have sex surgery for these children that are trans. They should not remove their tits if they're girls trying to be boys. They should keep their tits. They can always remove them later. It's no big deal. They can remove it whenever. It's not going to kill them. Uh, and the same with the balls. You can't be taking balls off of people uh, until you're 18. When you're 18. Do whatever you want. But children, you should never be able to. I don't care how much you are transsexual. You're still a child, and you can't, you know, just chop off your dick or whatever to have a sex change. No, that's not. No, no. Um, the other thing is not only is it not my right, it's the parents' right to decide stuff like that, but it's also these pure trans kids. You know already for a fact they're going to live as women. They're going to transition no matter what. They will die before you don't let them transition. They will kill themselves. These are the people that are whatever. The most severe. Uh, so if they're gonna and they would rather die early. See, you don't understand. People would rather it's just because you think living a couple years, more is worth it to not transition or whatever. It's all so that's just your opinion. You don't have to live that life though. They do. They have to live with not transitioning or live with transitioning. Not you. It's none of your business. Uh, But anyways, these poor kids, they grow up and they look just like men because nobody would let them have their uh, hormones. They won't let them have their blockers or whatever. Uh, I doctors should tell them about all the side effects, though. Don't get me wrong, but the and all you have to do is just give them their stuff, their hormones, and that, and they'll most likely turn out to be really, really hot chicks that just happen to have a dick or whatever, man. But instead, they got to wait until they go through puberty and they are tall and they have, they're masculine, and then who would want to transition then? You know what I mean? It's like no one would. Well, I guess someone would because they do. That's how bad they want to do it. But I'm just saying, like, what, you're just screwing their whole life up by making them look male, even though their brain is female. It's just, I don't know, man. But anyways, like I said, only the kids that are pure transsexuals, and I went into what that was in the last video, only the pure transsexuals as kids. Otherwise, they gotta wait. And if they're not pure transsexuals, they gotta wait for their hormones, and they gotta wait for their, any kind of sex change or anything like that. They gotta wait till they're adults. So the way woke, they just want them to. If they just even think they're girls, they want to chop their stuff off. But anyways, let me see here. Could be pretty. Not taking off the tits. Oh, sports. Okay, wait. Yeah, it's not my place to tell an adult what to do with their own body. So once they're old, an adult, they shouldn't have any restrictions on what they want with surgeries or hormones. If they make a mistake, that's on them. I mean, they should be told that like I said, they should all have to go for a visit to be told what they should do. Go for therapy and live as a woman so on, do this and do that. But once they have all the information, then they should be able to do whatever they want. They're adults. What about sports? Well, sports are about biology and not gender. And again, with the absurdity that they want you to believe that a person that was born male doesn't have better physical attributes when it comes to athletics than a woman or a person who was born a woman, right? That's absurd. You don't have. Come on. And I don't even. And they say, well, they've been taking estrogen and lowered their. Yeah. Did you see Leah Thomas? I saw her thing. There's all the girls going across. This is the top of their heads. Then here comes Leah. Here's the rest of them. Because I only seen one picture where they had them all lined up, and she was right in the middle. Leah Thompson, the swimmer. She was literally almost twice as tall as these girls. Twice as tall as these girls. They don't have, come on. And then they want you to look at that and say, they're the same exact thing. You don't even have to say trans anymore. It's just a woman. They're all women. That lie, I'm going to get into why they always have these absurdities that are just so absurd. Come on. You can't look at Leah Thomas when she's in a line with all them other girls and be like, oh yeah, it's fair. Okay, that's fair. It's unbelievable. The thing is, it's sometimes things aren't fair. You know what I mean? Like bathrooms in prisons, right? Should trans women be able to go into the woman's bathroom? No, they should not. Okay. Now that being said, I mean, if someone is dressed as a woman, trans woman, and she's all to the nine or whatever, I seriously don't think anyone would complain if she went into the woman's bathroom, if she went straight into the stall, did her stuff, went out, washed her hands, and left. Didn't put any eye contact on anybody. I don't think anyone would complain. I don't think anyone would say anything. Okay? But that being said, and I wouldn't say anything. I would, whatever. But that being said, if someone tells that transsexual to leave, they should leave. At least go outside and wait. And when they left, then go back in or whatever. They should actually just have a third bathroom that's labeled for everybody. You know what I mean? A male, female, and then just other that anyone can use. And that way the transsexuals can go in there and whatever. The same way with, the women that transition into men, they have it easier. It's easier to look like a man than a woman because men are ugly and women are pretty. So it's hard. It's easy for them. You know what I mean? If they have, all they got to do really is put a beard on and dress like a man, and they got no one's going to even doubt them. So that's not even a problem. You know what I mean? That way. And the other thing is usually if it's because it's a woman, right? Woman to man. She is smaller. She's not, you know, in a men's bathroom. She's not a threat. You know what I mean? So, but for the woman's bathroom, yes. If you make a law saying that they can go in there, then any man can go in there. All they have to do is say, "Hey, I'm a woman." See, that's the thing. How do you tell who's telling the truth or not? There's no real way to just look at someone and tell if they're telling the truth or not, whether they really think they're a woman or not. You know what I mean? You can't, you know, that's why all these, like for the prisons, why do you think that 90% of the prisoners that say they're transgender, they want to go into the woman's prison? Why are 90% of them the sex offenders? Because they're not transsexual. They just want to go. They're sex offenders. The women are over there. They want to go over to get so they can sex offend. That's common sense. It's the same with the bathrooms. That's why you can't do it, because you don't know who's telling the truth. Even after they're caught, you really can't say one way or the other, "Oh, no, he's lying about being transsexual." You really can't tell one way or the other. So you obviously cannot do that, okay? And to say that, well, it's not fair to the transsexual. Life isn't fair. If I'm born with no arms, I can't go and be the quarterback at a pro football team, okay? I can't. Just can't do it. You know, if I'm born 100 pounds and I can't go get a job where I have to pick up a 100-pound sack like I've had jobs where I pick up 100 pounds every 30 seconds or whatever, 10 seconds, and throw it on a pallet. You know what I mean? If you're tiny though, you don't have the opportunity to get to have that job. You lose out on that opportunity. But that's life. We don't change everything around just because someone is a little bit different. They can't do this job or that job. You go get another freaking job, idiot. But that is so ludicrous, and I'm going to get into that, why they're being so ludicrous. Now, the pronouns. Yeah, we're almost done with this. Wow. The pronouns is crazy. This is crazy, crazy, crazy. There's so much to talk about with the pronouns. I may have to wait till the next video because I'm almost out of time here. But obviously, like I said, if there's a biological man and he has a wig on and makeup and whatever and dress, I'm going to call him. I'm going to say she or her or whatever. But I mean, if I make a mistake, who cares? We're total strangers. Whoever I'm talking to that has different pronouns, we are nothing. Like I have been on the phone probably about 30, 40 times in my life, you know, about bills or this or that, right? And the person on the other line, because I usually talk low, and I don't mean low like, "Oh, I'm low, I'm talking low." I mean low like not the volume very low, you know what I mean, where they can't hear me. And many times I've been mistaken for a ma'am, you know, where they say, "Yes, ma'am," or, you know, "Do this, ma'am." I don't think I've ever corrected anyone. Because I don't care. Let's say I'm calling up about I want to pay my bill or something, and maybe it's going to be late, so I want to tell them so they don't cancel my electric or something. Say, so I'm talking to them. Why would I care what she can call me? I don't care what. All I care about is I want to pay my bill, and I want them to know that I'm going to pay a little late, not turn my shit. You know, I don't have a conversation with somebody